Back at it. Smack Off number 19, our first ever summer Smack Off. Let's go to it. Right now. This guy's come close. This guy actually used to work on the show way back when. He's got game. He's got the kind of game to pull it off. Let's see if today is his day. We go to D.C. Dan from D.C. Dan, what's going on?
Romy, great to be in the Smack Off, or as my mom calls it, the Smackdown talking competition. This is becoming an American institution. Something to look forward to every year, kind of like a Chad Johnson arrest. Chad, you're in a courtroom every month. How do you not know the etiquette? Oh yeah, you're in a courtroom every month. Chad, I've never been to prison, but I did go to sleepaway camp with older kids, so let me give you some advice. The key is on the first night to try and get a top bunk and befriend the camp counselor, or in your case, warden. And most importantly, Chad, steer clear of any tickle fights in the shower. They're not as innocent as they sound. I might as well address the favorite going into this Smack Off. It's pretty unfair a guy can come out of nowhere to win King of Smack. You're on TV all the time, you do commercials, you're known throughout the country. What a huge advantage. But Jason from Fullerton, you will not win this. Jay Stu, how does it work when you call into the show now? Do you tell Dave, okay, ask me what my take is, then push line 2, and then the hold button? No, not that one, the red one. Jason, Rome gave you a nice send-off on what was supposed to be your last day, and now you're back. Your call is going to be the equivalent of Jordan with the Wizards. Good luck with the acting career, though. And quickly, how did Murder at the Presidio really end? Was it really a dream sequence exemplifying man's struggle against the environment? Or was that guy just murdered at the Presidio? PM me. Hey, Mike and Andy, is it your year? All the idiots seem to be asking. Well, let's hope not. You're about as funny as the guy that yells mashed potato after Tiger hits a tee shot. And what is the Midwest Mafia anyway? Something tells me it's just a bunch of Fredo Corleones hanging out with Vito Spatafores. And to the reigning king of smack, Chael P. Sonnen, what's the P stand for? Is it penchant for losing title fights? And why didn't you call timeout when John Jones had you up against the cage? You ended that fight with 3 timeouts left. Bad strategy. Chael, good luck in Pride Force or Strike Fight or Blood Kick or Punch Fight or whatever backyard fighting league you finish out your career. Romy, as a D.C. resident, I wanted to personally apologize to America for those Nick Backstrom Geico commercials. A national ad featuring Nick Backstrom? Nobody in D.C. even knows who that guy is. This ad was preceded by a national ad featuring Brian Orakpo. I think Orakpo plays for the Redskins, but I'm not positive, and I'm a season ticket holder. What's next for Geico? An ad campaign designed around backup tight end Logan Paulson? Look for that soon, California. Hey, I know the Smack-Off always leads to making fun of women's sports, and I've been guilty of it myself. But in today's more sensitive, politically correct society, I think it should stop. Heck, I remember reading that they were trying to raise scoring in the WNBA, and I thought, if they really wanted to increase scoring, they would start awarding points for turnovers, air balls, and general chaos on the basketball floor. But that was wrong with me. So, clones, let's put a moratorium, that means stop, on making fun of the WNBA. In fact, my aforementioned mother and I are taking a nostalgic trip this summer to see every WNBA stadium. That's right, all the historic arenas. The Mohegan Sun, the Target Center, all the biggies. She said she wanted to see Nancy Lieberman execute a perfect bounce pass just one more time. How many opportunities will America have to see Cheryl Swoops make a layup again? Or as my mom calls it, a hooper. So if you're out and about at a Minnesota Lynx game or a Seattle Storm contest and you hear a woman shout out, "Go Brittany, make the hooper in the bucket," come on by and say hi. Finally, Jim, you'll be happy to know I'm now doing a Sunday radio show on CBS Sports 1580 here in D.C., same station that carries all 3 hours of the jungle. It's Sunday morning at 10:30, and I'd love for some clones to call. Reach me on Twitter at Dan from D.C., War Jim Rome, and all who dwell in the jungle. Ow!
Had a kid. Nice done. Or nicely done, Dan. Sorry about that, Dave. You're now in second place. But then again, this is like boxing. I will not show you the cards as we go along. I just don't think I'm saying anything that people don't already know. Dan from D.C. Congrats, Dan. I'm proud of you. Good job. You can see why he got his own show. Former jungle listener turned jungle employee for a moment or two way back in the day, and then showing up. I've had a few of those now. Dan from D.C. coming up big. All right, so how do you score that? Slot as you go. We are 2 calls in. So far, so good. Both callers made it to the end of the phone call. Nobody got run, and it's looking good.